Good news for production managers and logistic personnel. Manufactus GmbH offers the integrated Kanban system, an approved solution to realize electronic Kanban in a perfect way. Our ekanban software is able to make the manual process easier, faster, and more efficient. Our ekanban system is easy to use, fast to implement, makes a manual Kanban system much more efficient, 100% state-of-the-art. Our system has an amazing price-to-performance ratio, which makes it effective, and our team has more than 15 years experience in Kanban. And get a 30 days free trial. Visit our website under manufactus.com.
Hey,
Hello?
hello, good afternoon. For you, it will be good morning, and for us, it's good afternoon, Daniel.
Yes.
Mhm. Wonderful. So, how are you doing this morning?
Good so far. So nice weather here in Germany. A little bit windy, but outside it's beautiful springtime.
Okay. For us here, it is like scorching now, and we are beginning to feel the heat. We are having members joining in as yet.
Yeah.
So we have some of the students of some colleges as well as some retired professionals, as
Hmm.
well as some working professionals into manufacturing. So they have joined us, and in total, I guess there are around 25 people registered for the program.
Hmm.
And let's see and let's hope how many turns up today. Right now, everything is in standstill. But once manufacturing resumes or operations resume, the biggest problem will be about the supply chain. So I was listening to one of the MD of a top OEM company in India, and he was saying that it is very easy to stop a factory. You know, you switch off the
Yeah,
button, you close the door, factory is off. But it's
of
very
course.
difficult to restart. Now, once we go back to restart the factory, we have to put all the jigsaw puzzles together because everything was running smoothly, everything was in sequence. But now to put everything in sequence will take a hell of a time. And you were saying that this is a very good opportunity, actually, for us, organization like for them, what we was referring to, is that to relook the jigsaw puzzle, what we have done. And maybe if we can do it better, it would be good for us. So he was saying that it's a very large organization. They have a factory in US also and across the India. And I'm talking about the Mahindra Group, and he was referring that it is a good opportunity for to relook at all our processes. So he was saying the future intention is to go lean, relook our supply chain, improve our inventory levels, and then restart the factory. I think the first biggest problem any organization will face is about to put the suppliers in place, put the material flow in place,
Mm.
because that is the key thing. If you don't have material, you can't manufacture, and all the disruption in supply chain has we have to be restarted and rebuilt. I think with this, it will be a good opportunity for us to discuss about e-Kanban. So this is the background about what we are talking participants today here. So I have my Mr. Vijay also coming in from Bajaj. Okay, great. I hope participants can see the slide. Can you just say in the chat yes that you can see the slide? Today we are talking about, as the context of my discussion, that once we resume the factory, the total supply chain, the total material flow is disrupted. And when we are saying IKS is Kanban system, in Kanban system, that is what we exactly do. Actually, if you see a traditional factory or traditional organization uh, who's working into push production, so material are pushed to the factory, and then they are pushed to the warehouse, and then they are pushed at the assembly line, and then they are pushed at the warehouse. and they are waiting for the customer to buy. Whereas in the pull case, it is always a trigger by our next customer in the supply chain will give us a trigger to make the product. So if we are having a customer gives the order, it is a trigger for the distributor to send the material. The distributor gives the trigger to the factory that we should start manufacturing, and then the factory gives the trigger to the assembly line. Then assembly line gives the trigger to the internal warehouse, and the internal warehouse gives the triggers to the supplier. And that's how the pull of things happens. So what we are promoting here in Kanban is that if you go in a full production, it is always good because you are only making what the customer wants at the quantity he wants and the time he wants. That is the total objective we want to achieve from Kanban. So Daniel, can you brief about IKS Manufacturers organization about yourself?
Of course, yeah. So Manufacturers is a company here located in Germany. We are here in Starnberg, which is very close to Munich, here completely in the south of Germany. My name is Daniel Groß. I'm the managing director of this company. And we are, since more than 15 years, experts here for pull systems, for Kanban systems, and especially also for electronic Kanban. So this means with the IKS system here, which is the shortage for integrated Kanban system, we offer a professional software solution which is able to support and improve Kanban environments, Kanban processes. So this means IKS is a professional platform to integrate customers, suppliers, and also your internal manufacturing into a Kanban system. So
Right.
this means, yeah.
And Daniel is a good friend of mine, and we are doing business from past 5 years. And as Factories of Future, we are helping for Kanban system implementation in India.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay, so Daniel, you can continue. I've given you the control.
Okay, yeah. So we are acting here worldwide. Yeah. So we have big companies, but also we have a lot of companies in the small and medium sector. We are completely independent from the business sector of our customers. So this means our customers are doing completely different things. Yeah. So some of them are building headsets, some of them are building coffee machines, some of them are building trucks, some of them are building heating systems. So completely different products. Yeah. So this means that here we are really independent. The important point here is really that companies are doing Kanban and pull. So then we are able here to support them by our IKEA system. And of course, we can also, and this is also a reason for the partnership here with Shake, that we are having partners in the local market to help our customers to realize a very good pull system, a very good Kanban system, and to give them the right information and the right trainings here on this. Okay, let me explain to you shortly how such an ekanban system is working. If you have a pull system, this means that you are creating so-called supermarkets. Supermarkets are inventory inside the company or in your warehouse, which is completely under control. So this means when you are setting up a Kanban system, you are creating so-called Kanban loops. Kanban loops are items which are coming from A and going to B. It doesn't really matter in the first step if it's coming from an external supplier or from an internal manufacturing part or from the warehouse. So what we are doing is that we calculate the required inventory for each part number inside the supermarket. This is our initial point to start. And when we now start a Kanban system, we create always a signal to replenish a predefined quantity when such a Kanban box is empty. So this means we create here a signal back to the place where the material comes from to replenish the material. So on this point, we are starting also our IKS system. So this means that we have tools here in place to design such Kanban loops in IKS to help you to calculate the now required number of Kanbans for the inventory, and so that you have an easy place and easy tool to start with the Kanban. When you create such a Kanban loop in IKS and you define, for example, 5 Kanbans for this item number, yeah, so with a standard quantity of 100 pieces each, for example, then our IKS system is creating for each Kanban box a so-called Kanban ID number. This is a unique number which is created automatically by IKS. Yeah, so each Kanban box is getting a unique ID from us automatically. And what you're doing right now is that you have so-called scanning stations at the shop floor, and you're tracking the movement of this Kanban. So it's very easy. Yeah. So this means if you take out the last part of such a box, you take the barcode reader, you scan this unique Kanban ID, and so we know exactly, oh, the box with the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is empty right now. Yeah? And this creates an automatic signal to the place where the material comes from. This could be an internal place, a manufacturing machine. This could be your internal warehouse, but this could be also your external supplier. Yeah? So we send the signal exactly there where you need it. And so you get the full control of your inventory inside by only tracking of the movements of the Kanbans by scanning this simple Kanban ID. That's all. Yeah? And the main benefits you're getting from that is really that you have a real-time inventory system. So this means as soon as the box is empty, you scan it, you send a signal in real time wherever it's needed on the world. Right. So that we can really provide here all this information, which takes normally hours or days, we can send directly, and we can make all this information very visual in the system. So this means that you got a full control on your inventory. You see exactly how many parts you have in a supermarket, how many Kanbans needs to be refilled, how many Kanbans are on the road, yeah, and will be delivered next. All this information you're getting directly from us. And we also measure the performance. Yeah, so this means that you see exactly how your inventory is going, how your lead times are going, yeah, so that we know all the KPIs which are helpful in the end to improve the Kanban system continuously, yeah, and to measure the performance of your company, so that you have space here for continuous improvement activities in a very easy way. So these are not high complicated things. These are things that are easy to use, easy to go, yeah, for everybody inside the company. And that's important, yeah, for the acceptance and also for the understanding of a pull system.
Great. So Daniel, we have one question from the participant, Mr. Vijay Athole from Bajaj, where they are manufacturer of motorbike. So he's saying is the quantity covered as a standard quantity for supply of material?
Yeah, it's a standard quantity which is predefined for each Kanban. Yeah, for each Kanban box, and based on the daily demand, the average daily demand, based on the lead time, plus a safety factor that we put on top, yeah, to cover the weaknesses of the processes, we calculate the number of Kanbans, yeah, which are required for each item. And so we have really defined standard quantities, standard rules, standard processes on this.
Great.
Let me explain to you the following. IKS, because as I told you, we are more than 15 years here on the market. Yeah? So this means IKS is a really strong tool, but it's very easy to use. Yeah? We have here different platforms, different modules, different tools inside. So you can do it step by step. Yeah? You can really grow the usage of IKS by the usage and the growing of your Kanban system. So the first step is always the Kanban management. This is basic things that you have to do when you want to use a pull system. This means you have to create the Kanban loops, you have to define the Kanban labels, you have to calculate the Kanbans. These are the basic things, yeah, that you are doing at the beginning. And then we have here the so-called operation level, which is the web portal. Here also we have an ekanban board integrated, which is for production scheduling. And this web portal is the operational part of IKS. So this means this is the tool for the people outside at the shop floor, for the warehouse people, for the suppliers, yeah, the operating things. So here you are doing the scanning of the Kanbans. Here you get all the information, yeah, internally or externally. And here you can do all the daily, supporting all the daily activities at the shop floor. And then on top, we have here a very big control improvement level of IKS, yeah, with a lot of tools here inside. Only one or two I want to explain is, for example, the analyzer module. This is creating for you the graphs and the KPIs depending on the historical Kanban transactions. Yeah, so this means all the scannings that you are doing at the shop floor, we put to the database. And then with the analyzer module, you have a very easy to use tool to create your information that you need for continuous improvement. These are things like how inventory was going over the last time, how your inventory turns, how was my consumption rates, how are my lead times, yeah, from the suppliers. Yeah, all these things you can analyze here with this tool, for example. Or shortly, the early warning system. It's a tool for the daily business. So this means when inventory is dropping down to a predefined level, you got a warning message here. Yeah? So that you can really react on special situations. And you can see we have here much more to do. Yeah, we do not want to go into detail all of them, but you can really grow here step by step here, yeah, in a very simple way.
So what is the difference between push and pull system?
A push system is the classic style to manage your material flow inside a company based on ERP or MRP. So this means you are creating a plan, yeah, and then you're telling each operational step what they have to do at which time, yeah, and which amount you have to produce. But if you are thinking about real life, this never is working in a good way. So when anything is changing, yeah, in your plan, all the information that you have given to the shop floor are wrong. So you are pushing all the information, all the orders into the shop floor, and this is a way which is really difficult to handle in a daily business. A pull system is operating a different way. So what we are doing, as mentioned at the beginning, is that we create so-called supermarkets. This is the really first step. And then we start pulling from them. So this means if anything is consumed from the supermarket, we send a pull signal back, yeah, to the operational before. And then we create exactly this amount of this item which has been consumed. This, as you have explained at the beginning, you can do from the customer, on the finished goods supermarkets, on the assembly line, on the production areas, on the warehouse, until the suppliers. Yeah, all on these areas you can create so-called supermarkets, and then you can realize a full pull system, which is really based on the real consumption at the shop floor. Yeah?
Okay. So great. So we have one question from Vijay. Pool is the best system. How much inventory is required with respect to the production rate?
As mentioned, the inventory required is depending on the daily consumption, yeah, on the lead time that we have here, on maybe a safety factor that we put on top to cover all the weaknesses of the process. Means if a machine is damaged, or if the supplier is late, or if we have some demand fluctuations, yeah. And this we put here in a depending also on the standard quantity, yeah? And then it's very easy to calculate the number of Kanbans of an item. Yeah? And what we have to do, of course, and this is a typical work for an internal or external consultant, is that we analyze all the parts here on an ABC XYZ analysis, so that we know exactly which parts are more important maybe than the other here, and which parts are completely perfect for a Kanban system. Okay. So it's easy to calculate. It's standard formulas, yeah. So there's nothing surprising, yeah, here also on the IKS system.
Okay. So in the meantime, Daniel, I'd like to ask you one question: why it is important to implement Kanban?
A Kanban system in general, yeah, is the best way, the easiest way to realize a pull system on the shop floor. Yeah. Of course, a manual Kanban system has some weaknesses. Yeah, so this means some cards getting lost. You have not a required transparency that you need. Kanban signals are late. Yeah, you have no possibility to analyze and improve it continuously on facts. So these are some typical weaknesses that you have on a Kanban system. Yeah, on a manual one. So
Okay.
this is the reason why customers are asking us, yeah, for a solution uh, to improve these weaknesses. Yeah, and this is exactly the
Yes.
reason why an ekanban system came into the game. Yeah, so
Okay.
this means that we are able to send the kanban signals very fast, yeah, directly where we need it, so that we have here some better information, yeah, quick information directly on the screen, a better visualization about things, that we have tools to handle special situations like demand fluctuations, lost cards, yeah, to find it very fast, and so on, and that we have also possibilities to improve the Kanban system continuously. This is very important because on such a self-controlling system, let's say 80% of the Kanban parts are running perfectly and smoothly, yeah, automatically. But on the
Hmm.
left side and the right side, yeah, of you have some parts which some of them have too much inventory. Yeah, so you have here potential to improve it. And
Hmm.
on the other hand, you have some parts maybe where our calculation was a little bit too low, yeah, or
Hmm.
the demand is getting higher.
Higher.
So that we have always here problems, yeah, or we have missing parts, or we have too less inventory available. So here maybe we need to increase the number of Kanbans. And this is the secret of a good Kanban system, to find out exactly these things. Yeah?
Hmm.
And this is something where IKS is helping you, yeah,
Yes.
so that
And
you can
also,
really good balance all the stuff.
like to inform participant that we have a cloud system in the cloud where the supplier and the user as well as the internal production Kanban and the
Yeah,
warehouse are all looped in into single cloud.
right,
So
exactly.
information is shared real time to the suppliers also, and they can prepare according to the lead time, and they can prepare their supply as well. So as we go on
Exactly.
giving more inventory turns, it will be good to supply a customer at what he wants and exactly in quantity he wants.
Exactly.
Okay, so that takes me to another question, that is Daniel, is that during this crisis, after this crisis, what do you think? What will be the important factor the organization should concentrate in terms of inventory, supplier cycles, and everything?
Okay. Um, I think in general, of course, each crisis is also a chance. Yeah. So we all know all of these things. So maybe this is a good opportunity in general right now. Yeah. So here we see it in Germany, that people inside the project teams have more free time and available capacities to support such projects. Yeah. Because when they are under full, 100% full daily business, it's difficult to do some good projects or improvement projects in parallel. So now they have a little bit more free space, yeah, to do these things and think about how to do and how to change the old existing processes, yeah, and how to
Hmm.
improve these things and doing things better in the future. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that not only running it and running it, yeah, so that we really doing things better and improve it.
And
Additionally,
hmm,
it's a good chance to integrate your suppliers and customers in a more stable and better way. Huh? So this is
hmm.
not only for your internal production, it's also to think about customers, to think about suppliers, how to make it better, how to make processes faster and more stable on that. Huh?
Right. And I also have seen into a lot of factories, like there is a lot of problems in terms of material shortage on the line, as well as the material not supplied from the supplier. And there is always a miscommunication between the OEM as well as the tier one supplier and tier two supplier. And then sometimes it also happens that tier one supplier is also taking some part from tier two. So in that case, how IKS Kanban will help us to go to level of tier 2 and tier 3?
In general, yeah, each of your suppliers can also set up a Kanban system, yeah, for their
Okay.
suppliers,
Hmm.
yeah, so that we can really go along of the complete supply chain, yeah. So this means, of course, when you are doing Kanban with your first tier supplier, of course, the supplier is also able to learn about it Yeah,
Yes.
and then they can handle the same process, yeah, the same standard process, also for their suppliers, yeah, and so we can really improve the complete supply chain continuously. Yeah.
So that means you're saying that we have a loop between OEM and Tier 1, then the same loop can be continued between the Tier 1 and Tier 2, and then Tier 2 to Tier 3. So we keep on generating the loops and bring them all under one platform. And of course, the best part about IKS is participant that we have a cloud-based system. So it is on web and 24 by 7, and it also gives, can you give some light, Daniel, about the inventory level warning?
Yeah, so the inventory warning here is a very simple thing. Yeah, so this means you have created a number of Kanbans for an item. Let's assume 10 Kanbans, 10 boxes, 100 pieces each. Yeah, and you say, okay, our safety stock here, our trigger level is here on 3 Kanbans. So this means in 7 Kanbans are empty and it triggers down to 3. You got the information here. Yeah, directly and say, hey, be careful. Yeah, because our inventory is getting short. But then you have some time to react on this. In a classic Kanban system or in a classic inventory system here on push, you normally get this information when you have a missing part. They say, hey, we have nothing here. So, but then it's too late. Yeah. So we need some time to see potential critical situations up front, so that we can have some methods, yeah, some escalation processes to say, hey, our supplier needs to come easier, maybe, yeah, or earlier here on the way, so that to avoid a material shortage. Yeah, and this is really easy to handle in a daily business.
Right. This brings me to this slide which we are talking about, that early warning system and the demand manager. And so these are the actionable readable form. If you see this slide where supplier, raw material, fabrication, assembly, so all levels can be bring under this roof, and we can able to have everybody into single system where we can transparently in the real time track all kind of material flow and the information also. Okay, about customization, Daniel. So if some organizations are already having SAP systems and other systems running, or some may have a small inventory application also, how we can able to integrate IKS into their system?
We have here an universal interface. Yeah, of course, each company or bigger company has a kind of host system, ERP system. It's SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, whatever it is. Yeah. And of course, IKS is the tool to manage the Kanban system. Yeah, all the things like finance or personal people management or something like this, these are still part of the ERP. Yeah, so we are not touching these things. So of course it makes sense, and this we are doing it, let's say 90% of our projects in the end, that we use the information from the Kanban system and feed the existing ERP. Yeah, so this means when you have scanned, for example, a Kanban to full at the shop floor, we transfer this information to the host system to do an automatic booking inside there. Yeah, so this means that all the financial processes behind this are still the standard the same. Yeah? So we only feed the host. And here, therefore, as mentioned, we have a universal interface. So we are very flexible on this. And we have linked systems like SAP, which is, by the way, here 10 kilometers in front of me.
Okay.
Here, the headquarters. Yeah.
Wow.
And we have also done Microsoft, Oracle, Infor, also small systems, so everything. So this is normally a standard way to link these systems. This is not a problem.
Great, wonderful. So I would open this floor. If there are any questions, I will just unmute the participants who wants to ask questions. So Vijayji, we answered your question that it could be integrated with SAP. Do you have any other questions, Vijayji?
We have 2 questions. My question is, what is the world level standard inventory? So we can, in KPI, we can declare by this system how much % will be beneficial. As like if we keep 2 hour inventory, by this system, is it possible 1 hour inventory? Yeah, half an hour inventory.
It's depending on the consumptions that you have at the shop floor. Yeah. So, and how on the Kanban calculation that you are doing here on this. Yeah. So
Can,
not. Yeah. Of course, we can measure all of these things. Yeah. Inside, if you have the standard costs for part number also included in IKS,
yes, yes, yes,
we
yes.
can give you all.
Yes, yes, we can give.
Yeah, then we can give you also not only that we say, okay, we have, let's say, an average inventory of, I don't know, 100 pieces, so that we can also tell you, okay, we have an inventory of, let's say, $500 or something like this. Yeah, so this is not a problem that we can do on our side.
Yeah. So any
Okay.
kind of any other questions from the participants? We can. I think somebody has joined now as late as well. So if there are any questions, let me know. Then we can have. So we have the floor open for the discussions. So some of the students who are also here present, this is Kanban is also a very good methodology to learn because every organization now is looking for Kanban manager, Kanban positions. So you can learn Kanban system and learn IKS system so that you can be able to get some jobs in the organization. And
Of course.
I have my friend who joined from a college and he's a placement manager for college, and for him also it would be good opportunity to train the staff, to train the college students about the Kanban because it's a upcoming technology methodology. And now, right now in current scenario where the inventory level will has gone haywire, the supplier system, the supply chain was totally disrupted. After this COVID crisis, there will be very difficulty in terms of implementation of putting the piece together. Okay, one more question we have from Vijay is how much time required for implementation of the IKS project?
This is depending on two things. Yeah. First of all, if you have a manual Kanban system still in place, yeah, then of course the IKS system is very easy. Yeah, so as mentioned, if a manual Kanban system is still in place, IKS can be implemented in a couple of weeks. Yeah, very easy to do. We are very fast. Yeah, from the customer side, we need the data, the hardware needs to be set up. So this takes a little bit time. Yeah, but we are in a range of weeks. If a no Kanban system is in place, of course, then you need to do the steps up front. This means to analyze the data, to calculate the number of Kanbans, and of course, to build up the supermarket physically at the shop floor. So this will take a little bit more time, yeah, but therefore, for example, Jake is here in place also to help you, yeah.
Yes.
So especially in that case, it would be a good idea to keep experienced consultant for the first steps, for sure. Yeah. So what we are doing here at the most of our customers are so-called pilot projects. So this
Yeah.
means we are taking one area or one process, one supplier, yeah, and then we set up here a first Kanban system, yeah, some first Kanban loops here on a very simple way, so that you are learning first how to use the Kanban, then that you are learning how to use the ekanban on top, yeah, and that you can keep this under control, yeah? So that because it's something new maybe for some of you, yeah, but it's easy to understand and easy to handle, yeah. So if you got the right guidance up, and when you're doing this in a small pilot area, then you can learn, and then you can grow it and roll it out on other suppliers, on other areas, and this is easy to do. Yeah, when standard, because what we offer here standard processes, yeah, which are very easy to duplicate, yeah, and to roll out. And of course, when you have a standard process in place for one supplier, it will work also for the other next 5. Yeah, and this is the good and the idea behind here, the opportunity that you have a standard platform with IKS, and that you can set up easy processes which are really web-based. Yeah, so this means there's no installation on the supplier side or something like this. Yeah, they can get some login information, they got a link to the system, and then they can start using it. Yeah, so it's easy going for everybody, and we are really here in the low cost segment.
Yes. And Vijayji, that last time we had a discussion with some of the members from your organization also, and we had a small demo at your site. So we can work on a trial project, 30 days trial
Okay.
project. After that, we can have a pilot project. And once
Okay.
this is in full function at your site, then we can go for live. And
Yes.
Right.
the best part is that it is a cloud based, so there is not much kind of installation or some kind of thing.
For example, as a pilot, we can take as a CKD hardware supply. So one vendor, he supply 100 small parts, and then his tier 1, tier 2, and that will link to our organization. Is it possible for as a pilot project?
In general, the pilot is a full IKS version, yeah. So there are no limitations on that. Only the number of users, yeah, is limited. So you can use the full functionalities of IKS, and you can link your first supplier, or you can say these are the first 3 suppliers that we want to link. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is no problem to do. It's not a limited function version. So pilot means for us only that you can get the software on a rental base, yeah, for maybe 6 months, yeah, and then you can use it perfectly, 100% functionality for the first steps for first suppliers, and after this pilot time, you can decide finally if you're saying, hey, that's a great tool, we want to use it also in the future, maybe doing a rollout, yeah. So with low costs and low risk, that's the idea behind the pilot project. Yeah, so
Yes.
that you can evaluate it in an operational material flow.
Daniel, that we say that the inventory is directly related to finance. So how much inventory level we manage is totally uh, capturing, or it is holding our capital or finance funds. So
Yeah.
what is the recommendation from you? What you have seen the best practices in the European companies, like how they are maintaining the inventory level with the customers?
Yeah. Okay. Uh, what I've seen in the past on some companies is that they're saying, hey, we want to make an, let's say, inventory reduction project, yeah, and
Okay.
cut the inventory by 30%.
Okay.
But this is wrong, yeah, because what you need to do at a real life is that you balance the inventory. Yeah, so
Oh,
this means that an inventory reduction is not possible for all of the items. Yeah, maybe for some items you need to increase the inventory because you, on the other hand, you have always missing parts.
yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so this means you have to reduce the inventory for the right parts. Yeah? If you are looking in the end on the total amount, then such a Kanban system or pull system is always ending in a total inventory reduction, which is around about 20, 30, 40%. Yeah? But when you look into the details, some items the inventory needs to be increased. Yeah. For some other, it could be reduced dramatically. Yeah. And this is the secret behind. Yeah. To find out which parts can be handled in which way. This is normally the secret, and this is the reason why IKS is the tool that helps you on this. Yeah? If you make the processes stable and in a standard way, then you can really also handle your inventory levels in a good way. And this ends in the end, of course, in the reduction of inventory, means less bounded capital, less required floor space, less quality issues, and so on and so on. Yeah?
Right, exactly. So also, is there any prerequisite, any organization who wants to jump for Kanban or IKS Kanban implementation? What are the basic things they should have in place?
Of course, we need a Kanban system. Yeah, yeah. So this means we need some a supermarket, yeah, where we have to store the items in. We need to know which items you want to run on a Kanban system, and when this is clear, then we can define the final process, how to manage this. This is easy going because we have standard processes in IKS. And then, of course, we need to collect the Kanban data, means which items coming from where, going to which place, how many Kanbans we need. Yeah, but therefore also there are standard formulas in place. We have here an Excel spreadsheet that you can use easily to collect all the Kanban information. Yeah, and when everything is fine, we load this data to the database. Yeah, so then the data are entered easily and fast into the system. And of course, we need some scanning hardware at the shop floor. This means some barcode readers, a PC. This could be a standard barcode reader with USB cable for $100. Yeah, or it could be also a high quality mobile device for $2,000. Yeah, IKS can work with everything. Yeah, so you can start with low cost solutions and grow it. Yeah, if the process is on a rollout. So this we need the scanning hardware in place, and that's it. Yeah, that's nothing special here.
Okay, one more question: is it RFID tag required? Is not necessary.
No, it's not. It's not required. In
we
general,
can work with barcode scanner also.
Yeah, we normally work here with barcodes. Yeah, barcode readers here on that. RFID is possible in general, but this we have to look in detail, yeah, which hardware you want to use and so on. So 99.9% of our customers are working with barcodes.
Barcodes, wonderful. Great. Okay, so or maybe a best success story of a past implementation with an international client.
Yeah, we have very easy to use, let's say, pilot projects here. Last year, I did something in Romania here.
Okay.
It was a company without anything. So this means really full push. Yeah. So very small garage company, let's say, on that way. Yeah. But now we have a good Kanban system in place, yeah, for the first areas. IKS is running very smooth here on that.
Wow.
They got supplied from their own, let's say, sister company, which is based in Netherlands. Yeah, and now I got this morning a call if they can get more users to roll it out, yeah, because now they see the benefits and they want to now integrate more external suppliers. And also, this is what I'm doing next. I will call the Netherlands guy, because now they want to link their suppliers in Netherlands. Yeah, so they got the parts from the suppliers in Netherlands, and then they ship it from Netherlands to Romania, and internally in Romania also. So they are going in the direction of a full pull system. Yeah, and 1 year ago they had really, let's say, nothing. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful, great. So it was a very interesting discussion today on Kanban, and I hope the participant loved and understand about the Kanban system. With IKS Kanban system, a cloud system, which could help you to implement material flow, as well as only try to all these things we are doing is because we want the customer satisfaction, and customer has always asked for the quantity he wants, the time he wants, and the material he wants. So as an organization, when a manufacturer or company who are into supply chain, our objective is to satisfy the customer. And if the customer is asking for this product at this time, we should able to give him. And that is without any hindrance in the process. So looking at this background and the context of current scenario and the crisis, I think the future is bright for Kanban system. And this kind of system will help organizations to actually automate the process. I was Daniel, I'd like to brief you that yesterday I was reading to an article of a prime minister, and a prime minister is saying that the same punchline which we are using as a factories of future, that is do more with less. And the same punchline he's using in his article, and he's saying that all organizations and professionals and individuals, the world has turned upside down. And with this, we have to learn new things. He's promoting e-technology, e-movement, and digital systems and digital working. I think what will be a problem also right now is that lot of migrant workers, or a lot of people who are gone to their back home, they gonna don't come very soon to work. So this also could be a problem once we resume the factory operation. So working with less people and working with technology will help us to capture and give customer the real time what he wants, because future there will be a lot of disruption and we need to work new way. And I think this crisis has given us opportunity and it's open mind eyes to us so that we can able to implement this.
Yeah,
So participants, I thank you very much for attending this session, and it was really interesting and good to understand. If you have any questions, please put us on my email, and definitely I and Daniel, if you want a specific demo for your organization, we will definitely once again meet you, and in a private session we will discuss your critical information regarding Kanban implementation or any project on trial and trial it, and then we can definitely help you to implement this, and look
for
forward
sure.
for your support and cooperation. So
Yeah, of course.
lot of thank you notes coming to you, Daniel, on your way, if you can
Of
see in
course.
the chat.
Also, thanks
So
from my side.
thank you, Daniel. It was wonderful to have you.
So thanks also from my side, yeah, for your time and
And
attention.
participants, just take care of yourself, be safe, be at home, and don't forget to wash your hands. And please maintain social distancing. And I will definitely see you through after this crisis also. And
Yeah.
be in touch. And it's always good to talk to you.